Wow, Marjorie Taylor Greene is throwing Donald Trump under the bus as Congress returns from recess, as the Epstein victims are now speaking out on Capitol Hill, which we're streaming, of course, here on the MeidasTouch network, and as there is a bipartisan petition that's being sent out, a discharge petition by Republican Congressmember Massey and Democratic Congressmember Ro Khanna. The White House put out an ultimatum, and Marjorie Taylor Greene basically said, I'm rejecting your ultimatum. I don't care what the consequences are going to be. So what the White House said is that if you help Thomas Massie and liberal Democrats with their attention seeking while the DOJ is fully supporting a more comprehensive file release effort from the Oversight Committee, it would be viewed as a very hostile act towards the administration. That's the official White House statement that's out there about anybody who signs on to this discharge petition with Massey and Ro Khanna to have a resolution to release the Epstein files from the DOJ. That's viewed as a hostile act to the regime. Well, yesterday, Marjorie Taylor Greene met with the victims, the survivors of Epstein and Ghislaine, and Marjorie Taylor Greene left and said, I'm signing the discharge petition. Even if you view that as a hostile act, view it as a hostile act. I'm signing the petition, release all of the files. Here's what she writes. I'm committed to doing everything possible for the victims of Jeffrey Epstein, including exposing the cabal of rich and powerful elites that enabled this. I'm proud to be signing Thomas Massie's discharge petition. So Trump says, hostile act if you sign the discharge petition. Marjorie Taylor Greene says, I'm proud to be signing the discharge petition. Here is what she said as she left a meeting with the victims yesterday. Here, play this clip.
I was the second co-sponsor on Thomas Massie's resolution. After reading the entire resolution, I think it's very good. It's well written. It protects the victims, and it provides the transparency that the country deserves, and most importantly, the survivors deserve. Yes, I will be proudly signing the discharge petition.
Why is it important to do this in addition to what the Oversight Committee is doing?
Me personally, and I believe in transparency on all levels. And this shouldn't have been a battle, and unfortunately, it has been one. And you know, as a woman myself, as a mother of two daughters, I can't imagine any young girl or any young woman being victimized and having the government and different people in power and basically a cabal of powerful, rich people, as well as the government, cover this up and not prosecute these monsters. And so, yes, I'll proudly sign the discharge petition, and I will proudly vote for it.
Are there any files that the Department of Justice has, you believe, that would be some sort of smoking gun, or that would be some sort of thing that would really, is there something specific that you know exists that you were trying to get, or is this in case there is something?
So I think all of us are learning as we go, and from what I learned today in our meeting, it was very lengthy, and there was a lot of information given. Gratefully, those are some of the most courageous women I've ever met. These are women that have never truly received justice and have gone out and named names and done everything they can, and they have been failed horrifically.
Now, in addition to releasing the Epstein files, she's also been out there recently talking about how under Donald Trump right now, people can't afford health insurance. They can't afford car insurance. They can't afford rent. They can't afford to buy a house. And she's saying that's taking place now under the Trump administration. Here's what she recently said. Play this clip.
People can't afford health insurance. They can't afford car insurance. They can't afford rent. They can't afford to buy a house. Those are the problems we need to be fixing.
And she notes that the highest volume of calls that her office is receiving involve Epstein, she goes. Here, play this clip.
This is a serious issue. The highest volume of calls into my office have been about Epstein. People want the information. They don't want things covered up.
Now, I had the opportunity to interview Democratic Congressmember Ro Khanna, who's crafted this bipartisan resolution with Thomas Massie in order for the Epstein files to be released. And Ro Khanna broke the news here on the MeidasTouch network that Marjorie Taylor Greene was going to be there as well at the press conference taking place today. A MeidasTouch exclusive. Here, play this clip.
It's going to be a bombshell press conference tomorrow at 10:30 a.m. It's the first time after over a decade that the American people are going to hear from the survivors of the Epstein abuse. And they're going to talk not just about Epstein's abuse and Maxwell's abuse, but about rich and powerful men who abused young girls. Here's the reality. This is about restoring trust in government. This is about protecting America's kids. This is about standing with survivors. Now, I want to break some news. Not only is Thomas Massie going to be there, Marjorie Taylor Greene is going to be there. So this is not partisan. This is patriotic. And for the first time since Donald Trump walked down the escalator, we are going to have progressives, moderates, independents, and MAGA supporters on the same side, demanding truth and justice. And this is really a wake-up call for the Trump White House.
You know, and here's a recent video of Marjorie Taylor Greene talking about the Epstein files as well. Play this clip.
How big of a blowback is there right now in MAGA world specifically?
It's pretty big, I have to be honest. It's just a red line that it crosses for many people. Jeffrey Epstein is literally the most well-known convicted pedophile in modern-day history. This is something that's been talked about by many people serving in the administration, myself, and many others on the right and the left, of there needing to be transparency of the rich and powerful elites that were in his circle while he was just one of the worst serial abusers of young women. It has been a very serious situation for the administration, and many people are speaking out online. You've seen it. You saw it at Turning Point Student Action Summit this weekend. And a lot of people in MAGA, they really want to know more information about the people that were involved with Jeffrey Epstein, and is there a blackmail list?
Now, when she's confronted with the question of, do you think Donald Trump is concerned about his name being in the Epstein files, she gets nervous. She goes, I don't think so. But she's saying release the files. So if Marjorie Taylor Greene, if Lauren Boebert, if Nancy Mace, and then Ro Khanna and all the Democrats say release the freaking files, and Donald Trump and the regime say it's a hostile act if you sign a discharge petition to release the, why would that be a hostile act unless Donald Trump's trying to cover everything up? Here, play this clip of Marjorie saying, I don't think so. Here, play this clip.
Do you think Trump is concerned that he will be implicated somehow if it all comes out?
I don't think so.
With interest rates expected to drop, you could save a ton on everything you finance. That's great news, right? But here's the thing, to cash in on the savings, you need a higher credit score. How, you ask? With Smart Credit. On average, Smart Credit users raise their credit score up to 34 points in just 30 days. Now imagine it, a lower car payment, better mortgage rate, and major savings. Smart Credit's patent technology scans your credit profile and pinpoints exactly which bills to pay and when to maximize your score. It's like having the best credit knowledge in your pocket. Don't wait. Take control of your credit score with Smart Credit and be ready to cash in when interest rates fall. Start with your 7-day trial at smartcredit.com/Meidas, and for just $1, see how many points you can add to your credit score. That's smartcredit.com/Meidas. Average point changes are based on historical data. Individual results may vary and are not guaranteed.
Now, just so you see the victims, NBC News got an exclusive, and they were the victims, group of victims yesterday were asked if the DOJ ever contacted them, if the DOJ ever told the victims about the release of about releasing Ghislaine Maxwell from the Tallahassee prison to Camp Bryan in Texas, right by Texas A&M in Bryan, Texas. Watch at what the victims have to say here. Play this clip.
So can I get a show of hands? Who here is satisfied with the level of contact they've had from Congress? Nobody. Let me ask this. How about the Justice Department? I want to ask a couple of things about what you knew about things that were happening with this case that you're obviously involved with. Show of hands. Did any of you hear from the Justice Department before they released that memo, that 2-page memo earlier this summer? No hands. Were any of you told that Todd Blanche would be speaking with Ghislaine Maxwell prior to that interview over the course of 2 days?
No.
No. Were any of you told about the prison transfer that Ghislaine Maxwell?
No.
Do any of you feel that the DOJ has communicated with you enough this year?
No.
Have any of you had any communication with the DOJ?
No.
Nobody in this room has heard at all from the Department of Justice?
No.
Is that surprising to you?
No. It should be. It should, yeah.
Now, in addition to Marjorie Taylor Greene talking about affordability being a major issue right now under Trump, in addition to her saying, release the Epstein files, I'm signing the discharge petition, even if Trump says it's a hostile act. One of the things that she's also been very outspoken about recently as well is she's calling out all of these MAGA influencers. And she's saying that these MAGA influencers, America First social media influencers, are getting paid by foreign governments and that they need to be investigated for potential violations of FARA, the Foreign Agent Registration Law that requires individuals to talk about if they're being funded by foreign interests. This is what she says. This is what she said last week. Many prominent American First social media influencers, this is your crew. This is Trump's inner circle, are clearly getting paid by a foreign government aligned people to literally influence your opinion about me by lying about me and slandering me. I'm unapologetically America only. This is what the entire U.S. House of Representatives should be. Any U.S. elected official and American who puts the secular, not biblical government of Israel first is not America first. Then she's going after Israel. They should register under FARA, Foreign Agents Registration Act, a U.S. law that requires individuals to register if they're acting on behalf of a foreign interest. Many people are absolutely fed up with this to the point they are going to question future candidates running for office if they will refuse to take AIPAC donations. And then she goes on to say, it's not anti-Semitic to disagree with the secular government of Israel and Netanyahu. Many Jews disagree with the secular government of Israel and Netanyahu. However, it is something else to coordinate a smear campaign with lies and name-calling against those of us who disagree with the secular government of Israel and want to end all forms of U.S. foreign aid and funding of foreign wars for all foreign countries. I've never attacked Jewish people, and they know it, yet they still prosecute me publicly with lies and slander for the crime of criticizing the secular government of Israel and their wars. And she's referring to Mark Levin and Laura Loomer and Donald Trump's innermost circle. Now, speaking about Laura Loomer and the influence that Laura Loomer has, while I'm showing you what Marjorie Taylor Greene is saying there, Democratic Congress member Mark Warner, who's also the vice chair of the Senate Intelligence Committee, says that he was denied a meeting with career intelligence workers because Laura Loomer objected. And that's who Marjorie Taylor Greene's talking about. What tangled webs we leave. Mark Warner, again, serious dude, okay? Senator, former governor of Virginia, he goes, weeks ago, I arranged an on-site meeting this coming Friday at the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency headquarters in Springfield, Virginia, to connect with the nonpartisan career intelligence professionals who serve our country every day. These are Virginians, my constituents, and I have held more than a dozen similar private listening sessions with NGA and other intelligence agencies in Virginia under both Democratic and Republican presidents. engagements, including during Trump's first term. Engagements such as these are a core part of my responsibility to provide oversight and support our intelligence community and hear from Americans who live in Virginia, and they have never been questioned or politicized until now. Over the weekend, conspiracy theorist Laura Loomer discovered the unpublicized classified visit and launched a campaign of baseless attacks against both me and NGA Director Vice Admiral Trey Whitworth for hosting what has always been considered a routine oversight meeting. In response to Loomer's criticism, political appointees canceled the visit. Just the latest example of an administration seemingly desperate to please Laura Loomer, a figure with a long history of extreme and outlandish fringe views, including 9/11 denialism, anti-Muslim harassment campaigns, and associations with white supremacists. I wanted to point that out as well right there. And then finally, Marjorie Taylor Greene issues a scathing rebuke of conditions in Gaza and says, "I will not be silent about it." And she goes, here's a post. And again, Trump's closest buddy is Netanyahu, and Marjorie Taylor Greene's calling out Netanyahu. And she goes, if America was being bombed day and night because of something horrific our government did, and many innocent Americans and American children were being killed and traumatically injured, and we begged for mercy, but the rest of the world said, Americans voted for their government, so they deserve it. Their government is bad, so all Americans are bad. Therefore, this is what they get and must be done. And the world was silent to our suffering, and no one came to our aid, and our cities and homes were burned to rubble, and our infrastructure was destroyed. No farms, no grocery stores, no more organized society, and no one helped our injured and hungry children. How would you feel? What would you think? What would you do? This is what is happening in Gaza, where in spite of what we have all been told, many innocent people and children are being killed, and they are not Hamas. Does Hamas deserve it? Yes. Do innocent people and children deserve it? No. The innocent people in Gaza did not kill and kidnap the innocent people in Israel on October 7th. Just as we spoke out and had compassion for the victims and families of October 7th, how can Americans not speak out and have compassion for the masses of innocent people and children in Gaza? Is one type of innocent life worthy and another type of innocent life worth nothing? For me, I think God sees all innocent lives the same, and he loves them all. As a matter of fact, he sent his own son for all people. That's how much he loves us. America funds Israel $3.8 billion annually for military aid. Actual correction, U.S. taxpayers fund Israel $3.8 billion annually for military aid. That means every U.S. taxpayer is contributing to Israel's military actions. I don't know about you, but I don't want to pay for genocide in a foreign country against a foreign people for a foreign war that I had nothing to do with, and I will not be silent about it. This is what Marjorie Taylor Greene's saying against the Trump regime right now. That's why I wanted to show you multiple data points here of what she's out there saying. I wasn't trying to do a video to make Marjorie Taylor Greene look, there's a ton of horrific things. But I'm just pointing out that she's throwing Trump under the bus, and I'm just reading to you what her words are. You judge, it's what she says. And Laura Loomer is now the new Marjorie Taylor Greene in Trump's orbit. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 6 million subscribers.
New Meidas merch. Head to store.MeidasTouch.com today and get yourself the best pro-democracy gear and show your support. That's store.MeidasTouch.com.